I'm gonna have you guys give you a second here to write in your planner for your homework, test projects, anything for all your classes. I'm gonna put on my favorite meditation today, and I'm going to encourage you to put your head down and listen. I'm gonna come around with a spray.
Close your eyes and just relax. Everyone around you will do the same. Give yourself permission to slow down and relax.
There we go. Thank you. You put your head down.
Don't think about anything else other than being right here.
Would you like peppermint orange?
Now in your seat. Appreciate the fact that instead of looking at
you like
the
peppermint
textbook
orange?
or learning or memorizing a new fact, we will all take a moment together to sit and focus on who we are right at this moment.
Would you like peppermint orange?
Orange, please.
With your eyes closed, take a deep breath in,
Would you like some peppermint orange?
hold it briefly, and exhale slowly. Move your fingers in and out as you do this.
Peppermint orange.
The flow through your body, and your heart starts to slow and calm down.
Would you like some peppermint orange? Okay.
Time is constantly moving, whether we recognize it or not. Being able to live in this moment while you breathe slowly gives us the chance to appreciate the life that we have instead of all the other things that rush through our mind about the life we need to have. Focus on your lungs as you exhale slowly as we try a simple visualization. Imagine standing in an open field.
Would you like some
You're
peppermint
safe
orange?
and in comfortable pose, and
Okay.
nothing's touching you on the ground or the air, but you're free to be in this field.
Would you like some
What do
peppermint
you see
orange?
around you? Do you see trees or endless fields? Are there any crops or flowers? Or grass? Do you see clouds in the sky as you take a deep breath in of the fresh air? Do you see any familiar shapes or hear voices or think about somebody that you care
The
about?
county's here recording me right now.
If you could, would you run? Would you take your shoes off? And which direction would you run in? What would you find there? Keep breathing deep, opening and closing your hands. Where would you go? If you could go anywhere that you needed to. Imagine that you're flying over that same field slowly and gradually, and you can see more on the horizon start to appear. Do you see anything in the distance? Do you see any lakes or mountains? Can you hear the wind whistling past you? Stay in this space quietly for a minute. Enjoy the sights and the sounds of what is around you. Imagine a line of comforting trees or flowers directly in front of you. They wave in the breeze. Is it completely calm? Do you see any wildlife nearby? Birds, squirrels, small animals? Return to your breathing as you stay in this peaceful field. Take 5 more deep breaths. Anything you want to accomplish in this day, this life, can happen. Another deep breath. How can you bring peace to someone else? How can you be the field for someone that you know? What can you do to make someone else's day easier? How can you be the field for someone you know? As you take 2 more deep breaths and open and close your hands, slowly open your eyes and allow yourself to get reacquainted to the room. Make this a great day. Thank you for being yourself, and thank you for spending this time with us.
All right, I hope everyone feels a little more relaxed like I do after that. I'm going to put our agenda up right now. There we go. All right. So before we get started on our groups today, I wanted to ask if anyone had anything they wanted to add to our gratitude pumpkin. Angel.
Grateful for helping others.
Oh my gosh, I love that. What else? Yes.
Have my family.
Your family. I love that. I'm going to underline it because I'm also grateful for that. Yes.
For kindness and puppets.
Kindness and puppets. I love it.
Puppets.
Did you have something? Okay. Anybody else? I'll tell you what some of the things that we added last week were. Band with Miss Zapoli. This was from 7th period, so you didn't hear it. TikTok, Discord, Legos, and Chick-fil-A, and being alive. So I really liked those answers as well. All right, so today we're going to get back into our groups like we did last week, but I made a few adjustments to our groups based on attendance. So our first group today is going to be Andres, Kaylee, Anjali. That's going to be group 1. I went down to 4 groups for today instead of 5 because of time. So our next group is going to be, Sophia and Angel. It's going to be your first group today. All right, here we go. And then I'm going to have Jonathan, Juliana, Ryan. And then I'm going to have Angelina, Donna, and Jasmine. Does everyone remember their group? Okay. I'm going to briefly tell you the 4 questions for today because I want to remind you of a couple of things. So our question 1, describe how you think it would be like to have synesthesia. Who, if anyone, can remember what synesthesia is? Melody has synesthesia in our book. Yes?
It's like a disability where you can't walk, talk, or...
So she has cerebral palsy, and that is her disability. But very good thinking. Very good thinking. Yes.
She can't really move her body that good. She has problems with her arms, but she could type. She can't speak,
Absolutely.
but she can elaborate in her mind like she's actually speaking in her mind.
So let me ask you a question. When Melody hears music, remember when we listened to Elvira by the Oak Ridge Boys, and y'all kind of rolled your eyes at the song, her favorite song? Did she see or taste anything? What did she see or taste?
The music?
She has yeah.
She feels this calm and peace, and she feels like she's in a world full of music, and she feels like she's
She gets taken away by music.
imagining herself talking and singing.
Absolutely.
That she couldn't do.
Absolutely. But she also sees colors. Remember how she said that the song was like lemons and everything was yellow? She puts colors and tastes to songs and words. And so certain words and certain songs will make her taste certain things and see certain things. Remember we talked about that? That's called synesthesia, and it's an actual thing that exists. So your first question is describe how you think it would be like to have synesthesia, seeing colors and tasting flavors when hearing music, reading words like Melody does in Out of My Mind. Imagine how would your life be different if you saw colors and tasted things when you were listening to books or you were reading a book or you were listening to music. Question 2, how would Melody's life be different if her mother and Mrs. V didn't know and understand her so well? So we're going to write, I just want you to think about these. We're going to go around. And then the next question is about Mrs. Billups. I wanted to just jar your memory a little bit. Do you remember who Mrs. Billups is? Do you remember who Mrs. Billups is?
The bad teacher.
The bad teacher. Do you remember the teacher, the ABC teacher?
Yeah.
The one that was doing Old MacDonald Had a Farm and the ABCs, and how did we feel about that with kids of Melody's age? Think about that. And then question 4, describe how Melody's classes are different than your classes. So it's not compare and contrast, it's just contrast. All right, so your groups, remember, Andres, Kaylee, and Angeli, you're gonna be on question 1. Sophia and Angel, question 2. Or question 2's over here, my bad. Jonathan and Juliana and Ryan, question 3. Angelina, Donna, and Jasmine, question 4. I have clipboards for everybody up here and pencils. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, perfect. Come on over and get your clipboards and your pencils. If you need it. If you have a pencil, you're good. You're good, darling. Go ahead. And you can take this with you. Boop. There you go. And take a copy of the book, too. If you want to look in the book for anything. Everyone has a book, a pencil. All right. You are going to be with Sophia and Angel. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm setting the timer.
Sensation in the body, how would you feel? How do you think you'd feel if that happened to you?
Relax.
Okay.
And remember how we start sentences.
So,
Right, so,
I would feel what?
You don't put the because.
right, exactly. And you don't need to write the whole question out. We just have 1, 2, 3, and 4.
So I think
What's your name? So I want you to put yourself in the position of Melody. Remember how frustrating it was when she couldn't explain to her dad what she wanted for lunch?
yeah.
I mean, when you want a Big Mac, you want a Big Mac. You don't want noodles and
all the other stuff. So I would feel like if nobody understood me, I would feel like this is hard to like cooperate on being a normal person, because she feels like she wants to be a normal person, but she can't because she has all those conditions.
it's the communication part, right? Absolutely.
So right that it's
You're pretending, because you know her mom and Mrs. V can kind of like look at her and kind of figure out what she's trying to say. Imagine if she didn't have them.
it would be sad.
It would be really hard.
It's a little scary because if you were like those people, if you were like that person, you would feel like scared, and what if, and imagine if yourself that you were the same person when you were an adult.
Right. So go ahead and write here. Let me.
So I think it's frustrated and scary. A little bit scary. So chief, it was simple. No, I think you have right. If her mother and Mrs. B got offended by this, then her.
And you can just type your answer in the translate, and you don't have to write it on here if you don't want, because of time. Okay, I'll come back. Okay. Oh no, you should, yeah, we're writing answers. I want you discussing with your group mates. Can you go ahead and put your name up here, please? We should not be sitting at all. We are not sitting during this activity, no. Just want to make sure we're standing. Yep. So how does Melody feel about her teachers?
She doesn't like Mrs. Phillip because she was being too hard on him,
Well, it wasn't that she was necessarily being hard on her. She was treating the students like they were what? She was teaching third graders their ABCs. Did you need to learn your ABCs in third grade? No, you knew them before then, right? So how would you explain how she was teaching them?
like they were first graders.
Like, right? Like they were babies. So eventually, you know. So I want you to think about that, and then I want you to think about what grade you would give Mrs. Billups and why. We should be talking about Mrs. Billups.
Yeah.
And
How he teaches third graders their ABCs.
and then you can even talk about Melody's mom.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Melody's mom came in? That was a explosive event.
Yeah.
Right? You could write about that. How are you ladies doing? Let's see. So,
Her classes are like she listens to the ABCs and like music, and I don't. And it's like,
you don't do that. We make you do a little bit more difficult work. Okay. I think your answers look pretty similar. All right. I hope everyone can finish up with their writing for this group, for this set of questions. All right, we have 30 seconds to go. Station 1, you're going to go to 2. 2, you're going to go to 3. 3, you're going to go to 4. 4, you're going to go to 1. Let's go. You guys are doing great. Don't forget your books. Don't forget the books that you guys took with you. There we go. Good. All right. You have 4 minutes. You may go. All right, so what's it important to start our sentence with when we're writing a sentence?
Uppercase letters.
A capital letter.
Capital letters.
And then, Juliana, what do we have to end with? Or.
Exclamation point.
Or. What's the third thing that we can end a sentence with? I heard it over here. What was the third thing?
Punctuation mark.
Yep. But what do you put at the end of a question?
Question mark.
Yes. So we need to make sure that we're putting those things at the end of our sentences.
Yep.
Perfect. So how many of us think it would be awesome to have synesthesia? You think it would be awesome? But would it be awesome all the time?
awesome, but then sometimes like once it does that a lot, it'll get annoying.
It would get annoying.
I think it'd be cool because I get to do things that not many other people can do.
Mm-hmm. It is. You'd definitely be unique. What do we start our sentence with? What's it have to be? Yep. I like that I'm not seeing because.
Should it start with I think?
Yes, I think is fine. The only word I'm trying to eliminate is people starting with because. Exactly. And if you don't know how to start your sentence, you could kind of rephrase the question a little bit by saying, I think it would be like, you're kind of putting it in the answer. Good. What do we need to start our sentence with? Capital letter. Make sure your name's up there too, dear. You're good. You're doing great. I want to hear talking in your groups. I know you guys. I hear you in the hallway. I know we all can talk. I hear it. Oh, you're okay. I love that. I love that you're writing in Spanish and he can read it in Portuguese. That's awesome. What do we need to start our sentences with?
She
Capital letter.
feels
Your answer can be totally different than hers because we're going to meet up together at the end and you're going to come up with your answers. Your one group answer. Mm-hmm. And start with a capital letter. And then what grade would you give Mrs. Billups as a teacher? You're going to write about that. But make sure you start with a capital letter right there. You have about 35 seconds. You can talk to your group members. Talk it out. Don't forget your book. Yes, talk it out. And just make sure you're starting. I love that last week we talked about not starting our sentences with the word because, and I'm so happy to see that you guys are taking words from the question and starting your sentences with that.
But also cool because not a lot of people can do that.
All right. All right, we have, if you want to, sure. Group 1 is going to go to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 1. You have 30 seconds. Go. Don't forget your books. You guys are doing fantastic. There's more books up here if anyone needs a book. We have plenty. So synesthesia. It's a good vocab word of the week.
Yes. I mean, you could hear music or seeing colors and tasting flavors when you hear music, reading words, or a book.
Do you think that would be cool?
Yes and no. Well, like,
You're seeing both sides of it, right?
well, like this because it goes ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Sometimes you just want to lay there and listen to music and relax. You don't always want to have all of your senses heightened. Definitely.
all the time.
Oh, right.
Sad.
So you don't need to write the question. You wrote number 1. Perfect. And then you're going to start your question with a capital letter and give some details. Perfect. Talk to each other. You're doing great. Now remember how frustrated she was when she couldn't communicate with her dad. Remember when she wanted a certain lunch? Or remember when she couldn't communicate with her teacher? And what ends up happening? She has a tornado, which is it's a melody meltdown. So I want you to think about that and think about how her life would be different. And talk to each other. How are we doing?
We gotta go into the next one. She was just finishing up.
The last one. What grade are we giving Mrs. Billups? An F. Wow, she's a hard grader. Okay. Why are you giving her an F? Sometimes an F is warranted. Huh? You can give her an F. If that was your grade, that's your grade. Give her an F. Why are we giving her an F?
Because she doesn't teach her their game.
On her level. Right? Yeah. When you have a student that's smart, you need to be teaching them on their level. And when you, I mean, no matter what, you need to be teaching them higher than the ABCs when they're in third grade, for sure. Yeah. What grade are you giving her?
Melody does not like her.
Okay, and also remember the mom coming in. Remember the when Melody's mom came into the class? That was with Mrs. Billups. So you can also write about that in your question. All right, we have a minute and a half.
Okay.
Talk to each other. I love how we're translating over here. That's wonderful. Yeah. That's great. You three work well together, don't you? Mm-hmm. I love that.
So, you said that.
All right, I'm going to finish this one up a little bit sooner. I'm going to give you about 15 or 20 more seconds to just kind of write down your answer. You're still going to come together as a group. Yes. Of course, right there.
CHER. Period.
Perfect.
Awesome. Very good. All right, wrap up the word you're writing. We're going to go to our final station, and then we're going to get back into our groups at our desks, and we're going to come up with a consensus answer and put it on our Post-it notes. All right, go to your last group, your last station. I love the details in your answers. Go ahead.
Melody's life would be different without if her mother didn't. There's a Melody's life would be different if her mother didn't understand her so well because she didn't know. I mean, there's some of those.
Now, Ryan, do you feel like these questions are helping you when you've been absent? Kind of pick up where you left off on the book?
I still can't believe this is my second time reading the book.
Well, hopefully he can get caught up at home. I put the book on Canvas for you. Will you think about doing that? All right, ladies. I want to hear you talking to each other. What grade are you giving, Miss Billups?
Is it like telling if I was like a teacher? If I was a teacher, the grade I would give her?
Is it like
Right.
if we were a teacher, what would we grade her?
What grade would you give? First of all, how does Melody feel about her teachers? And then what grade would you give Mrs. Billups? Yes, if you were assessing her,
Okay, so
what grade would you give her?
if we were judging like
Like an A, B,
grading
C,
her
D.
her teaching.
Yes,
ABC teachers,
correct,
this is the one that just made them listen to ABCs, right?
correct. And remember the mom came in, Melody's mom came in? Yep. I like that.
What's the lowest grade you can give?
I would say that would be enough.
Like a F minus?
Well, however you feel. You are the grader in this assessment. All right. Let's see. How is Melody's classes different?
I thought that Melody's classes are different because classes are for students with disabilities.
Mm-hmm. Remember, they have this snowman. They have all kinds of interesting things going on in their classroom. Oh, wow. She has strong feelings about that one.
Yes.
All right, my lovelies, you have about 40 seconds. Wrap up your answers. I love seeing the proper capitals and punctuation on your answers in lots of detail. And I'm going to have you come back and sit with your groups. And you're going to come up with one answer as a group, taking all of your answers and combining that information and those details. And you're going to have the Post-it notes that we're going to put up for our answers. You guys are doing wonderful today. All right. This group, you guys can sit here. You can just pull up a chair. Grab that chair from over there. That's fine. You guys can come over here. Just pull up a chair. Here's some Post-it notes. You guys can come over here. Pull a chair over. You're good. Yeah, you guys can sit here at your table. All right. So you're going to come up with a consensus answer for question 1. So you're going to have, everybody should have their, just like you've done before. Question 1, question 2, 3, and 4. You can pick the person that has the nicest handwriting if you want to do the writing. Or you can take turns. One of you can write one, another person can write another one. Very good. And then whoever's not writing, you can make them go put the Post-its up on the board. That way everyone's doing some work.
Can we take turns?
Yes, but I just want you to stop and talk about each question as you're doing it. Exactly.
Alright. So we could do them at the same time while we're talking.
Like, start with this one. Then go to that one. All right, are we over here? How are we doing? Who's writing the first question? All right. So your first one is poster 1. All right. You got to be sure you're open to the right one. All right. Share your answer and talk about it with your group. And then you're going to pull all those details onto your Post-it to have one answer.
Okay, so
Good.
we're on number 1? Okay, so we're on number
1. We already can put in
Okay.
a question. Did you write that was scary?
Oh, absolutely. That's a really good describing feeling word.
Thank you.
Yes.
So the second.
Do you want to go put that on the thing? Nice. Is this working good for you? Is it going well? Okay, good.
Mrs. We have more than.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I'll take this. You guys are doing great. How's your group coming along? Which question so did we finish an answer already and put it on the thing? Good. Wonderful. Nice. All right, we're going on to the next one.
Yeah,
Poster 4.
Alpha 4, so are you doing 2 or 4?
But we have to talk about it. No one's copying their answer down. Yeah.
Talk about it.
Talk about it, and you're coming to a consensus answer. Good. Good, good, good. So what are we saying about poster 4?
We're saying the poster 4 is black and white.
And there's more than just the ABCs. You know?
How they talk.
And she had the one teacher that did the books on tape. She had a teacher that was good that one year. But remember how in the book they get like new teachers every year because no one stays in the job.
It's like they just leave.
It's a hard job.
And take care of them. Like your own kid.
But it's a wonderful job, and you have awesome kids like Melody, and
Yeah.
absolutely. All right, so we're gonna write our post-its down, hang them up.